Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Good afternoon, Dev.
Good afternoon, sir.
Just a minute. Right. Good afternoon to everyone. So I'm Professor Nirmal. So I'm handling the subject of the ship agency management for you people. Okay. I'm audible. My voice is clear for you.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Anyone can tell me, no? Because sometimes network issue or voice is not audible. You can just tell me about the things, right? Whenever you feel some problem, because network issue, something happen sometimes.
So kindly admit the students who is waiting in the waiting room, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But okay. It's not showing, sir. Students are waiting, sir.
Yes, in participant you can check it.
Okay.
So people who are waiting in waiting room, you can give admit, sir.
Okay. Still now it's not showing, sir. Okay. If anything is coming, I will admit it. Right, sir.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Balaji. Okay. I think Balaji, yes. Puneet. Okay. Right. I think these two people are here. Yeah. Once again, good afternoon. Yes, great. So this semester, people had the ship agency management. I'm Professor Nirmal. I'll be handling this subject for you people. Right. So today, my plan is in the ship agency management, I will cover some of the units for you, and it will be useful for you also in a simpler manner, right? So I think we'll start with this session, right? I think 6 students are there, I think. 7
Nine,
students
sir.
are there. 7 students. Yeah. Shaheen, Prabhakaran, Farooq Ali, Kausalya, Karthik, Balaji, and Puneet. Great. So nice to meet you people. So I will share the PPT now, ship agency management. Before going to that, maybe I will ask some few things about this subject thing. Anybody can tell anything about you people. Right? I don't want any right answers or wrong answers. Nothing I'm bothered about that. At least some good interaction with you people. Clear? So I don't want any right answers or right definition. At least you should try for that. That's enough for me. Yeah. What is the subject relates? Ship agency management. Anyone can tell about this? What is ship agency management? What you understand? Anything comes into your mind?
Yes, I like to. Yeah, this is Prabhakaran.
Prabhakar, yes, Prabhakar. Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yes, tell me.
Topic mentions ships agency.
Okay.
So these are more or less the intermediation part or editing team which connect the shipping and the customer.
Okay.
More or less equal to that part.
Okay.
So agency always act as intermediation between customer, since we are related to the shipping. So connected to the shipping and customer.
Okay.
That's all.
Right. You're from shipping industry. You're working.
Yes. I'm working on board now. Currently working as second year.
Okay. Great. Nice, Prabhakar. I think Prabhakar has given the overall view of the ship agency management, what it deals. Great. Nice answer, Prabhakar. Nice. Yeah. Anyone? Any one more answers maybe before going to the thing? Anything? Ship agency. Like Farooq, Karthik, anybody. You people wants to say something?
So the agent has a full authority to have all the performance in the
Great.
shipping field.
Yes, Karthik. Yes, the agent have the all the functions.
All the yes, sir, functions.
Okay, great. Yes. So I think Karthik has mentioned about the agent. Great, Karthik. Nice answer. Great.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, I think we'll start. I think Prabhakar and Karthik has given the overall view of the subject and everything. Yes, great. You people rightly told about that importance of the shipping company and agents, agency, everything, right? Okay, we'll start with the session now. I will share the PPT for you people. I think everyone mute it. So kindly everyone mute it actually, right? Kindly mute it here.
Okay, sir.
Kindly mute. Will happen. So everyone kindly mute it. Karthik and Kausalya. So just ensure you are in the mute. Yeah. I'll share the PPT now. So it's shared. You can able to see the PPT.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can say it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What you seen on the screen? Anybody? Anyone can tell?
Is MSPL 108 Ship Agency Management.
Okay, great. So you can able to see that thing. Just a minute. Just a minute. There's some problem. Now you can able to see the PPT? No, no? Right, it's sure. Yes. I think now you can able to see?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, great. Yes. So ship agency management, this is a code actually, people know that, MSPL 108 in your syllabus and everything. We'll discuss one by on unit and everything. First unit, general principles of the law of agency. So what are the points we discussed here? Right? Yes, we'll start. See, this unit talks about general principles of the law of agency. Actually, Karthik also told about that, like agent, importance of agents, and Prabhakar also mentioned about the role of shipping agency and everything, right? So, meaning and definition of agency, right? So this one is tells about the what do you mean by agency and everything. So, an agent is a person employed to do, right, any act for another or to represent another in dealing with the third persons. The person for whom such act is done or who is so represented is called the principal. See that? An agent is a person employed to do, right? So any act for another to represent another. So you know that agent is like a middleman or act as a representative. So various things, right? Agent is derived from the Latin word agree. So that is a, please note it down. Agree, learn to, it means to do. That's the thing it's mentioned here. An agent is a person employed to do any act for another, right? So this is the simple thing. Agent is derived from the Latin word. It means to do. Okay. And one more beautiful term they will called as agent, otherwise called as the shipping agent. Anyone know what do you mean by shipping agent? I think Mr. Prabhakar will tell about that. Anything about that?
Yes, because since it is an international market, so many ship owners are any ships is coming to the any port of world.
Okay.
So they are not directly contact to the anybody because since they are arriving and loading, discharging, they are going up.
Okay.
So all the formalities, all the regulations, all the acts related to the any particular port.
Okay.
So the particular port, there the many agencies are the approved agencies they're called.
Okay.
So they used to take care of all the formalities with respect to the paperwork, with respect to the money settlement,
Yes.
any legal issues, anything from on board or from company we used to handle with SIPS agency only.
Okay.
So they approved official intermediation for the company or master of the ship to the port and to the government of that particular country.
Okay, great. Yes, I think Prabhakar has given the fantastic definition, everything, right? So maybe, yes, great. He has mentioned the right point. Maybe now note it down. What do you mean by shipping agent, right? Maybe you can write it down as points also, whatever the points I'm discussing. Maybe you can write down the hints also as a bullet point also. It's very useful for you, right? A shipping agent. Okay, I'm giving the definition for shipping agent. A shipping agent is a person who deals with the transactions of the ship. Please hold on. Who deals with transaction of the ship in every port, as Prabhakar told about, in every port that the ship visits, or it's sometimes called as a docks, right? The other term is also normally used. Visits or docks. In simple term, shipping agent with a local expert, right, acts as a representative of the owner of the ship. So he acts as a owner of the representative of the owner of the ship and carries out all the essential duties and obligations required by the crew of the ship. So he has done all the activities. He will carry out all the functions, right, on behalf of the owner. Clear? So this is the shipping agent. Okay. So in the book also it's mentioned definition of agency and everything. So I'm giving the right terminologies used in the shipping industry. Shipping agent. Are you clear? Everyone is clear with that? Or otherwise, once again, I want to repeat the definition for shipping agent. It's clear?
It's clear, sir. We can go ahead.
Yeah. I think you kindly note it down. It's very useful for you. Next, I'll move to next slide. See, the person, various terminologies are normally used in shipping agency management. The person who delegates the authority is known as principal, right? What comes into mind in principal, everything? What are the other terms normally? Where you heard about this term, principal or anything?
Basically, is the actual owner of the ship.
Actual owner of the ship. Okay, that is the in shipping. Otherwise, in generally, what comes into mind? Principal means
College principal or a school principal.
great.
The main head.
Yes, great. Yes, because there also they called as a principal, the head of the department, head of the school, head of the college. He rightly told about that. So don't confuse with that, right? Principal. Shipping industry is called who delegates authority. The person, the owner of the ship, the person who delegates authority to the agent, right, is known as the principal. Fantastic, he rightly told. And one more principle also there, so don't get confused with that. So please kindly note it down. Next one. What is agent? Who is agent? Again, to whom the power is delegated. Suppose the principal is delegating authority to whom? Any person, maybe. Yeah, that's the thing I mentioned as he acts as a representative for the owner. He become a representative, right? So to whom the power is delegated is known as the agent. Very simple term. The relationship, next one, the relationship that is created is known as agency, right? What is agency? You know that between the mutual agreement between the two parties, maybe, right? So it's very important. A person who act in place of another agent. Again, one more differentiation, one more better understanding. A person who act in place of another agent, the person on whose behalf he acts. It's a principle. Clear? So kindly note down this very simple manner. So it's better, useful for you. Yes. Great. Next. Shall I move to next slide? Okay. I'll move to next slide.
Yes, sir, we can go ahead.
Yeah. See this. We discussed about the principal, agent, agency, a lot of things we discussed, right? So basic terminologies we discussed here. So next is features of the contract of agency. So already we discussed about according to section you need to do this agency, what do you mean by agency, everything we discussed about that. So here, principal is answerable to third parties for the acts of an agent. Okay, principal is answerable to the third parties for the acts of agent. So consideration is not necessary. Section 185 of the Act clearly lays down no consideration is necessary to create an agency. No consideration is necessary to create an agency. Principal must be competent to employ an agent. That's all. Right? No consideration, nothing will be there. Must be competent. Principal must be competent to employ an agent. Right? Only a person who is competent. Who is competent? Right? You may ask, who is competent? So next slide, next sentence. Only a person who is competent to contract can employ an agent. That is, he or she should be a major with sound mind. Okay, with sound mind. What do you mean by sound mind? Anyone? What do you mean by sound mind? Any idea on this? Why it's called as a sound mind or anything?
Is it anything related to medical terminology that is having some kind of psychiatric category or something?
Yes, sound mind. The person should be free from the mental behaviors, psychological behaviors, right? So that type of people should not be employed, right? You should be mentally strong. Are you agree with me or not? Everyone is agree with me? The mentally strong person
Yes, sir.
become a competent, right? Competent person. So any person, it's a competent person with good sound mind. A principal can employ the agent. That's all. Very simple thing. So anybody can do that, right? Agent may not have contractual capacity, right? A minor or a person of unsound mind may act as an agent and bind the principal to the third persons. Okay, so agent may not have contractual capacity. So these are the things. A minor or a person of unsound mind, it won't be competent, right? So contractual capacity won't be occurs. So only with the help of the major and sound mind. So it's very important for you people. Kindly note it down. Very important points. You can easily crack in the examination also, right? Features of the contract of agency. I think everyone's clear with this, right? So I already told about that. Agent is derived from the Latin word. Also, most agrees, which means to do. Right? So kindly note it down where it occurs, where it happens. Yeah. Next, I move next slide. Yeah. So see this. Next one is a test of agency. Test of agency. A person does not become an agent on behalf of another merely because he gives him advice in matters of business. Right? Every person who acts for another cannot be agent. Right? Some examples given had. Cobbler mending shoes of a man, servant rendering services for us are not agents. Right? Are you agree with me? A person does
Yes,
not
sir.
become an agent on behalf of another merely because he gives him advice in matter of business. Right? See this. Every person who acts for another cannot be an agent. Very common examples I came here. Cobbler mending shoes of a man, right? Servant rendering services for us are not agents. They are not agents, right? Servant maid is not an agent, right? So please tell me whenever my voice is breaking or anything, not audible, just inform me. Clear? Now audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So kindly note down this, what you mean by test of agency, because in most of the time, this will become an important point, test of what you mean by test of agency and everything. So kindly note it down with some common examples I mentioned here. Yeah. Next one. I'll move next slide. If you want to write, just inform me also. I'll stop here and I will show you. Okay. Anybody is waiting, chat? What happened? Kausalya is there. She has written some messages.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
Oh, yeah. No problem. No, now
Yeah,
only
yeah.
saw the messages. Okay.
Yeah. Now it's audible, sir.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I will move to next slide.
Okay.
See this. To testing agency. This is very important actually. Normally, all the agency they should do that. See this, to test whether a person is or not an agent. How will you test this? See this. The essential condition is that whether he is clothed with necessary authority by another. See that? The essential another means principal to bind him and make him right answerable to the third persons, and thus establishing a privity contract between third person and the principal. What do you mean by privity contract? Anybody knows about that? Privity contract? Any idea on that?
No, sir. No idea.
No idea. No idea. Privity contract. What do you mean by privity contract? So, at least you should know the basics and everything. Actually, the privity contract in agency, right? In all the agency, privity contract is normally discussed. Establish a privity contract between third person and the principal. So, kindly note it down.
The third person
It's
cannot
a
allow
common
that, sir.
law. Pardon, ma? Hello?
There is no third person can allow their agency and principal, sir.
Yeah,
Privity
that's the privity contract, na? Yes, great.
Yes, sir.
So yes, no third person is allowed, right? Between the contract.
Yes, sir. There is no party authority cannot enter that. There are certain laws, sir. They
Yes,
know that rules.
it's a common law
From
principle.
the agents that ownership. Yes, sir. From the agents, from the ownership in any shipping field or any other field, there is no
Yes.
other third party can involve their functions.
Definitely, fantastic. Yeah, Prabhakar answered this, right? Prabhakar only answers.
No. Somebody else.
Yes, sir.
Somebody else, because I'm not
Karthik,
able
sir.
to visible. I don't know how to visible the participants, sir. Any idea how to visible? Because I'm not able to see the participants.
Yes,
It's not displaying for me. Just I'm not able to see the Okay. Right. Yes. You told about the privity contract, privity of contract, privity contract, privity of contract. Everything is normally discussed. Maybe you can note it down. You given the right example, right definition for that. Kindly note it down. The privity of contract is a common law principle. Okay, which implies that only parties to contract, right, are allowed to sue each other. Only the parties to contract. I don't no third persons involved there. Right? Contract of agency between principal and the agent. So no third party should involve in that. So any person who is not a party to contract, so that privity contract will helpful for you. So please note it down. What is understand by the privity contract and what is the importance of the privity contract for any agency? If this condition is satisfied, then a person is considered to be an agent. Okay. So next, I'll move next slide. Okay. See, next slide. Yeah, I'll move to next slide. Classification of agents. There are different types of classification of agents. See this: special agents, general agent, right? Universal agent. Various agents will be as a classified. So what do you mean by special agents? So, kindly note it down.
Sir, he can do only some particular activities.
Hello. Yeah. Tell me. Yes. What do you mean by special agents? General agent also we discussed, right? So special agents who is employed to do some particular act or represent his principal in some particular transaction. As soon as the act is performed, the authority of the agent comes to an end. Right? Special agents normally, example, an agent engaged to sell a house, right? So what happens? A special agent, an agent engaged to sell a house. What is our next function for that? Any idea? So his function is not there. It's over, right? He sold the house. That's all. Right? Okay. Next one. General agent. General agent who is employed to do all such acts which are connected to the business of trade of his employer. If principal limits authority, security, he himself will be bound. Right? Who is employed to do all such acts which are connected with the business of trade of his employer. Right. Universal agent is one who is employed to all such act which a principal can lawfully do and can delegate. Agent has unlimited authority. In general agent, universal agent, there is a difference there. If okay, in general agent, in universal agent, agent has unlimited authority. Yeah, right. So Next one, from the point of view, nature of work to be performed, right? See this, various, one is factors. Some mercantile agent to whom the possession of goods are given for the purpose of selling them. He usually sells the goods in own name. He can exercise a general right of line of goods delivered to him for the balance of payment if any. Right? These are the normal thing, mercantile agent, how the possession of goods happened. Next here, see that auctioneer is an agent who is appointed by the principal to sell the goods on his behalf at a public auction for reward form of commission. So this is one form. Broker. Broker is an agent appointed by the principal for the purpose of selling or buying goods on his behalf. He do not have possession of goods, nor he can contract his own name. He brings seller and buyer together to bargain. He gets commission. So what is the role of the broker? It's mentioned here. Right. Next, commission agent is a mercantile agent who is employed to buy and sell goods for principal on best possible terms. He transacts in his own name. He is entitled to commission, but he may or may not have possession. So that is based on the principle whether the possession should be given or not. Right. Next, del creditor agent. What is this del creditor agent? Is principle. The performance of the financial obligation by party with whom he enters into contract on principal behalf in consideration of extra commission. He becomes surety and becomes liable on the default of the third party. Okay? Is one who guarantees to his principal the performance of the financial obligation by the party with whom he enters into contract on principal behalf. Right. Next, banker acts as a mercantile agent on behalf of his customer when he collects checks, drafts, bills, and pay insurance premium and buy or sell securities. So various things. Once again, I will tell you about this. See this from the point of view, nature of work to be performed. The classification of agents. So factors, actioner, right? Broker, commission agent, del creditor agent, banker. Okay. So various things would be. So creation of agent actually. So what do you mean by actually we saw different types of agents, right? Classification of agents and everything. So what is case of I told we discussed about shipping agent also, general agency and shipping agent. So what are the things involved in the shipping? Anyone can give me the idea? What are the areas or what are the things involved in shipping? Shipping agents. I'm asking about shipping agents only. What are the things involved in for the shipping agent? Maybe functions I'm asking.
So for cargoes,
For cargos,
they have some agency in there that are called
for
port
cargos,
agents.
yes, for cargos purpose, a shipping agent is important. Port agents, yes, great. Port agents, cargos. Okay. Okay. What is? Yeah, I think. Tell me. I'll tell you. Yeah. Yes, ma. You can proceed. Any other wants to say something? Yeah. Okay. Cargos, port agents. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, what is liner service and tram service? I think people know about shipping, right? Liner service. Whether you heard about that? Liner, tramp. Any idea on that? What is liner service? Any idea on that? Liner? No idea. You study the shipping subject, no?
Liner
Shipping,
should be
what do you, I ask you a very simple thing. Liner and tramp, that's all. What do you mean by that? Liner and everything. Carrying huge capacity, right? High capacity. Yes? Are you accepting or not? Liner. And there is a fixed schedules, right? High capacity carrying goods with the fixed schedules, liner, right? And in a tramp, there is no fixed schedules. Any capacity they will carry out at short distance also. I think you know that or not? The subject is there? No, no idea? Okay, no problem. You can note it down. That it's shipping agents. Once again, I want to clarify that. Shipping agents or port agents, maybe it's called the port agents, representing principals, right? Representing the principal, operating tramp vessels like carriers, tankers, right? And liner agents, representing the principles of operating the liner vessels like container vessels, right? He is rightly told general cargo vessels, right? Even it's called as the ro-ro vessels. You know that ro-ro vessels?
Yes, sir.
What is ro-ro?
Yeah, roll on, roll off.
Carrying vehicles.
Roll on and roll off
Roll off.
vessels. Why? Yeah. What is the purpose of this ro-ro? Where it used
To
actually?
carrying the vehicles.
What type of
Vehicles, sir.
to carrying the vehicles? Great. So I think you know that ro-ro shippings, right? So these are the important things shipping agent will be carried out. And next one, note it down. If a port agent, right? If a shipping agent is appointed on individual vessel call basis, we can treat him as a special agent, right? So what is a special agent? You know that. So it's appointed on individual vessel call basis. It's called as the special agent, right? So liner agent appointed to represent all the business of the principal for a specific period of time and over a specific geographical area. He is known as the agent. Yeah. See, this is the important thing is you should know the shipping agent, port agent, liner agents. So what are the functions they carry out? Clear? So see, these are some of the points involved here. Even broker also we discussed about that. Broker. A broker is an agent. Okay. A broker is an agent whose ordinary course of business is to negotiate and make contracts for the sale and purchase of goods. And also the services also. What are the services normally? What are the services including on the shipping, right? Any idea on that? So
Transportation.
Transportation. Any other? Yes, transportation.
Warehousing.
Then
Chartering.
Warehousing. Okay. What is the inventory actually?
And bunkering.
Bunkering,
sir. Inventory. Inventoring means for any equipments they need.
They need, yeah. For any equipments.
Yes, the equipments they need. Yes, they inform the broker, sir. So he can arrange all the things.
Yes, definitely. So based on the commission, right? Brokerage. They'll work on that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So see this because why I'm telling about in a shipping industry, ship agency management, broker is also access the agent. Broker plays a role actually. He rightly told about the warehousing, bunkering, inventory, everything. So what is warehousing? Any idea? What do you mean by warehousing? Suppose goods is there, right?
For storing the goods.
Storing the goods. Okay, great. I will give you one simple formula maybe. right? Warehousing is equal to SKU. What do you mean SKU? SKU, any idea? SKU.
Safe place.
Which one? It relates to warehousing only. It relates to warehousing or inventory. Which one you told?
Maybe safe place, sir. Safe place.
Safe. SKU. SKU. Abbreviation of SKU. Stock keeping units.
Stock keeping unit.
Yeah, stock keeping units. Please hold on. Stock keeping units. Very important thing is stock. You want to have the stock and you want to maintain the stock. Inventory also plays an important role. You know that. How many goods are there or not. So these are the things. So these are the day-to-day functions happens there in warehousing, inventory, bunkering. So that agent plays an important role here, right? Next is creation of agency. Next in the slide, I'm expressing the slide. By express agreement, authority is given to the agent in written form or by words of mouth. He can bind the principal to the third parties by his acts to the extent he is right. By implied agreement, agency by estoppel. So various things will be there. Agency by holding out, agency by necessity. So creation of agency follow this type of agreements and everything, right? And one by one we'll discuss here. Agency by estoppel. Yeah. Where a person permit another to act on his behalf. Principal is estopped from denying his agent's authority. Example, simple example I given here. A tell B the presence of P, right? That A is the agent of P. P does not contract the statement. B enter into contract P, right? On belief that A is P's agent. In such case, P would be bound by the contract. He is not the agent. He ceases to be an agent. Okay. So, what I understand by this simple example, like agency by estoppel. What is this? How it relates to the shipping and everything. A tell B in the presence of P that A is agent of P. P does not contract the statement. B enter into the contract with B on belief that A is P's agent. In such case, P would be bound by the contract. He is not the agent, he ceases to be agent. What is this? What do you mean by this? Yeah. Anything comes to mind? How it acts? What is the estoppel? Agency by estoppel. At least you people know that. What is that? From the definition itself, maybe you can see from this slide itself. Yeah.
You want some, sir?
Yeah, tell me, ma. Tell me. Hello. Yeah. Anyone? What I understand by this? I'll say simple thing. Agency by estoppel.
Sir, maybe the surety of the agent, sir. Giving the surety of the agent.
Giving the surety of the agent. Okay. So in this example, yeah, in this example, what you understand actually, A and B, what you understand by this? Surety will be given to anybody. What you're telling actually? When a person permit another to act on his behalf.
Yes, sir. Because the agent then don't have the any what you call the the principal won't believe that agent. So the third party come
Okay.
give the surety to the agent.
Okay. So, yeah, estoppel. Principal is stopped from denying his agent's
Yes, sir.
authority.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
He
Yes, so
can give.
for
He may give.
for yes, sir. For third party will give the surety give the agent for did
Okay.
not canceling the agency to the principal.
Okay, great. So this is one of the example. Great. I think people know understood this, right? So surety can be given to other person also, right? Next one, agency by holding out. Some positive conduct of the principal indicates that particular person in his agent, right? P sends A to buy goods on credit from C, right? A buys goods on credit for himself and refuses to pay C, right? Pay. C sue P. P cannot plead that A had no authority. Okay. So see this, by holding out, some positive conduct of the principal indicates that a particular person in his agent. So estoppel, holding out, right? So some one more example also I given here. P sends A to buy goods on credit from C, creditor period. A buys goods on credit for himself and refuses to pay, right? C sue P. P cannot plead that he had no authority, right? So this is a positive conduct of the principal, indicates that a particular person in his agent. Okay, holding out. Next, agency by necessity. When an agency is created by the circumstances, the impossibility of getting the instructions from the principal is the basis of creation of agency by necessity. Example, X sent some horses to Y through railway company, but Y did not take the delivery of the horses at the destination. With the result, the railway company had no fee to feed the horses. Held the railway company was an agent of necessity and could recover the amount spent on feeding the horses. Clear? So agency by necessity. So once again, we'll just see the example. I think very simple example. What do you understand by this? Anyone can tell me? Example only I'm asking. Agency by necessity. What happens here? X, Y, and railway company. What happens here? Yeah. See this very simple thing. X sent horses to Y railway company, but Y did not take the delivery, right? Y is not Y is refused. So think about the products also, right? X some goods to the Y and through shipping and everything, but they are not able to take. Y did not take the delivery of the horses, and with the result, the railway company had to feed the horses, right? Hence, the railway company was an agent of necessity and could recover the amount of feeding the horses. So, on necessity base, so the agent will be act on that. Agency will be created on the basis of the necessity. Clear?
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubts here about the estoppel creation of agency? I'm talking about the creation of agency. Any doubts here? Like expressing the agreement. Yeah. Anyone having the doubts? No. I move next slide. Agency by ratification. Ratification means subsequent adoption or acceptance by a person of an unauthorized act done by another on his behalf without any authority. Right? Subsequent adoption or acceptance by a person of unauthorized act done by another without any authority. See this, one more example. X buys 5 bags of wheat on behalf of Y without his knowledge or authority. Y will be bound by the contract. If he ratify or accept the same, it can be expressed or implied. So see this example, one more simple example. X buys 5 bags of wheat on behalf of Y without his knowledge or authority. Y would be bound by the contract if he ratify or accept the same. So, right? Ratification means subsequent adoption or acceptance by a person of an unauthorized act done by another on his behalf without any authority. Clear? Without knowing. Suppose Y doesn't know about that. X can do that anything. So that's right. Are you clear? Everyone is clear with this? Any doubts?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think now time is 2:45. I think according to the management instructions, we have 5 minutes break, right? 5 minutes break.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, 2:52 we can join. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. Again 2:52 we will. Hello. So shall we continue?
Yes, sir. We are
Yes,
here.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, everybody's there now. Okay, I will continue. So up to this, you are cleared na, by creation of the agency by express agreement, agency by estoppel, holding out, necessity, ratification, right? You are clear with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, ma. Right. So I will move to next slide. So duties of an agent. Next slide, we'll go for the duties of an agent according to the syllabus wise, right? So to follow the principal direction, right? Because principal is the person who delegates authority to the agent, right? So normally agent should follow the principal's directions, right? Whether he likes or dislikes, because he become an agent, he become a representative of the company or owner and ownership and everything. So duties of an agent must be act within the scope of the authority conferred to him. An agent was instructed to insure the goods. He failed to do so, the goods were destroyed. So he was held liable to the extent of loss. See that an agent was instructed to insure the goods, right? So it's very important. He failed to do so, the goods were destroyed. He was held liable to the extent of loss. Next one, to follow the customs in the absence of instructions. Yeah, a broker in whose business is not the custom to sell on credit, sell goods of A on credit to C, whose credit at the time was very high, C before payment becomes insolvent, B must make good to the loss to A. See that? And the absence of instructions. To follow the customs, the absence of instructions. Be a broker in whose business it's not the custom to sell on credit, sell goods of A to credit C, whose credit at the time was very high, C before payment become insolvent, B must make good to the loss to A. So it's very important this. To conduct business with a reasonable care, skill, and diligence, an agent for the sale of goods having authority to sell on credit sells to B on credit without making the proper and usual enquiries to the solvency of B. Right? B at the time of such sale is insolvent. A must make compensation of his principal in respect of any loss thereby sustained. So these are the things, like example I given here, A and B. So how it happens here, who will be responsible, right? So to conduct the business with a reasonable care, skill, and diligence, right? To follow the customs in the absence of instructions. So these are the things agents should follow it. So to keep and render accounts to principal when demanded, right? To communicate with the principal regularly, not to deal on his own account. If an agent wants to deal on his own account, he must seek the consent of the principal first, acquaint him with all the material facts like purchase, not to make any secret profits, right? Like bribery and everything. Agency is a fiduciary relation. To pay some received, he can deduct his remuneration and all expenses incurred in conducting the business. So these are some of the duties of an agent, how it acts on that and everything. What is the role? And definitely he should follow the principal's directions and he should liable to the principal's directions. Right. So always proper communication with the principal and not to deal on his own account and not to have secret profits also. So these are the common duties of an agent. So kindly note it down. Kindly note down the bullet points and everything, important points. Okay, I'll move next slide. Are you clear? There's some example I given here. So like broker, how it acts on that. It's very simple thing. Don't get confused too much, right? Okay, I'll move to the next slide. Rights of an agent. Right of the retainer. The agent has the right to retain out of any sums received all money due to him in respect of remuneration, advance made, expenses incurred in conducting the business. So he has a right to retain. So that is called as a right of retainer. So agent beautifully called as the right of retainer. So all the what are the remuneration part and everything. So money part. So everything will be he or she will be liable for that. Okay. You people know that any 5 M's. You people know that 5 M. What do you mean by 5 M's? Because 5 M's plays an important role in any business or anything.
And money, materials, that items.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah, voice is not audible. Yes, tell me.
Okay, man,
Ah.
money, material,
yeah,
and 2 more items. I don't remember that.
Men, money, material, fantastic. Yeah. Methods, missions.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Men, money, material, methods, and missions. So these are the 5 M's normally called as, right? So always money plays an important role here. So because it's a business, because agent also doing the business with that, and they have the contract, a lot of things will be there. So definitely they'll work for money. So why I'm telling that 5 M's plays a role, important role in any business, right? In shipping industry also, materials plays an important role, right? And process, methods, all the things are very important, right? Next one, right to receive remuneration if he has completed this task is not entitled to any remuneration for part transaction. See that part transactions are not allowed. The complete transaction and remuneration part will be taken. Right of lion, he has right to exercise particular lion over the goods, paper, property until the document due to him for commission expenses has been paid. Yeah, so these are the things, rights of an agent. Next, duties and rights of the principal. This one, to pay remuneration to the agent. That's very important thing. Principal, definitely you should pay the remuneration. You should not deny the things, because in contract of agency itself, normally it's a written agreement only, not in a words of, sometimes it's a words of mouth, but normally written agreement should be made, right? To recover compensation for breach of duty by the agent. Yes, if he breaches the contract, breaches any duty, like I told about the bribery, right? Secret profits and everything. So definitely recover compensation for the loss happened, for breach of duty. To forfeit against agent's remuneration where is guilty of misconduct. Yes, that is also important. Misconduct. To receive any extra profits made by agent, that's what I told about that. A lot of things, bribery will happen there. We don't want to reveal to the principal and everything. To enforce the various duties of the agent to receive all sums. Yeah, so all sums of money and everything. Right. Next one. I'll move next slide. Terminations of agency, right? By act of parties, by agreement, mutual consent, by revocation of the authority of the principal. The principal can revoke the authority of agent at any time before the authority has been exercised as to bind the principal. By renunciation by the agent by giving a reasonable notice. Okay. So these are the things by act of parties, between the parties, by performance of contract of agency. This is by the termination by the operation law. By performance of contract of agency, by death of the principal or agent. Yes, definitely it happens there. By expiry of time, where agencies for fixed time period like 3 years, 5 years, right? By insolvency of the principal, by destruction of subject matter, right? By becoming an enemy, where principal and agent are from different countries. That also happens, termination by operation of law. Sir, so please note it down, termination, how termination of agency will act by act of parties and by the termination operation by the of law. So these are the things will happen. Right. I think you people are clear here. Any other termination will happen there? Any other possibilities? Apart from this, any other possibilities will occur? So one point is missing here. Any other thing? Already we told about that, right? Contract of agency happens between how it happens. What is the agent's mindset and everything? Major and sound mind. Okay, major and sound mind. Okay, suppose you may ask the question, during the time of contract, the person become it already is a sound mind. So after 2 years or 3 years, the person become mental problem or in mental incapacity. What happens? Any idea? Mental incapacity. It's called mental incapacity also. What happens?
I think I saw in the first slide, sir, that an agent can be mentally unsound. So
when that's like third year or fifth year, right? Already the contract is there, right? What happens now? The person become mentally incapacity. It's called mental incapacity. What happens? Somebody told actually. Yeah, somebody told actually. What is that? Line is not audible for me. Sound is not audible. Yeah. The termination will happen there or not? What happens? The termination will occur or not? Mental incapacity. I am focusing on the.
Obviously, termination has to be there.
Yeah, obviously termination, like death of the agent, right? Death, like mental incapacity. So that is also there. So kindly note it down. That is and by insolvency, but expiry of time, various things. So mental incapacity also plays an important role. We don't know about the health condition, right? So that is also leads to termination of agency by termination of the operation of law. So these are the things very important. So kindly note it down. So this is about the unit 1 actually. Right. So these are the things. So performance of contract of agency, I told about that. Any frustration, any problems, we can terminate the agency. Are you clear with this first unit? Okay. I'll move to unit 2. Right. So unit 2, the types of agents in maritime business and the roles actually. Roles performed by them. Okay. Yes. We'll see one by one. Yeah. So various agents will be there, and in your syllabus also it's mentioned. Okay. Various agents in maritime business normally. So first one is a port agent. Port agent, what do you mean by port agent? Organizes and coordinates the port call, acting on behalf of the owner or operator of the vessel. Okay. So, and cargo agent solicits cargo on behalf of the owner or operator, usually within a defined geographical area. Okay. So these are the port agent. Is clear? I think you people know that shipping agent, port agent, I told you about that. So it become a important function acting on behalf of the owner or the operator of the vessel. So what is the role of port agents? Anyone? Any idea on that? Role of port agents. Role of port agents. I told about that. Organizes and coordinates the port call, acting on behalf of the owner or operator of the vessel. So what are the functions? Maybe you can note down, or anybody knows, just tell me the points also. What he will do actually.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Specifically,
Maintenance.
yeah, specifically, yeah. 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, as far as port and agent concerns,
Mm.
is those for all the obligations which record from ship side or owner side, because being a seafarer, we could not do anything at all just on arrival. So on behalf of us or on behalf of company, he is making all the relevant activities or all obligations from our side. In addition to that, with respect to the cargo operation, all the paper related formalities which required by port regularities and international regularities is making all the relevant to that.
Fantastic. Yes, yes, definitely. Yeah. So he carried out all the functions, right? Not simply vessels are goods are coming and everything. Not like that. He will do all the hidden functions and great. Fantastic.
Yes, yes. He is the one actually. Even if we can say that extent that he's the one. He does mostly 99%, because nobody else is authorized to do the same.
Yeah,
because
nobody knows also, right? He only the person. He acts as a owner. That's all, right? He becomes the owner because owner is sitting somewhere. He is the acting owner of that, right? He only knows that. Great. Yes, I think a very fantastic answer he has given. Is great. Any other? I think some ma'am, somebody has heard the something to somebody has told. Yeah, no problem. So
what here is the same, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
He is the person who arrange everything.
Everything from A to Z like that. Yes. Then only the functions will happen.
It's a type of the ship. He can arrange the port, whether it's a tanker or a bulk carrier ship. He can arrange all the berths.
Now also one recent news happened, right? Anybody knows about that related to shipping?
That Suez Canal.
Suez Canal. Yes, I think everybody should know that, right? Because you were industry.
Yes, yes. Sir.
Yeah, a lot of problems, a lot of losses, heavy losses happens there. So see that type of things also happen uncertainly, like where climate and wind, weather, uncertain natural calamities, uncertainty. Loss will be there actually. More loss will be there. So we should be very careful on that also. So some functions we'll see. Kindly note it down. Some functions of port agent. Please note it down. Preparation of pro forma disbursement account, which will list all the expenses likely to be incurred, including the agency fee. Right? The port agent will request the principal to remit funds for payment for various services to be availed by the ship. That's what I told about you, like duties or rights actually. So that money is everything is responsible. Yeah? Money is very important, very responsible for that. So principal plays an important role for that. Next one, coordination with the cargo interest to determine where the ship should berth. Responsibility for securing the berth will depend on the terms of the charter party. Next one, checking the status of availability of the berth and coordinating with the cargo interest regarding the availability of labor and equipment. Labor and equipment for loading and unloading of the cargo. You know that, loading and unloading of the cargo. Right. Next one, ensuring the booking of port service should be ensured properly done at time of arrival. Making contact with the ship to ascertain the needs for various services, including items like cash advance, fresh provisions, engines, stores, etc. Right? So these are the various functions normally he carried out, especially with the money transactions and everything. Right? So next one, role of port agents on arrival of the ship. It is customary for the port agent to meet the master on arrival. The port of agents employee visiting the ship is referred as boarding officer or ship supervisor. So please note down these terms, boarding officer or ship supervisor. So these are the various functions, right? Arrival ship, sailing ship, all the activities will be carried out. Cargo agent also here. Say this, solids cargo on behalf of the owner or operator, usually within a defined geographical area. Right. So next one, I'll move to next slide here. Next one, chartering. Chartering is an activity within the shipping industry whereby ship owner hires out the use of the vessel to a charter. The contract between the parties is called a charter party, from the French word charter party or parted document. Okay. The three main types of charter are demise charter, voyage charter, and time charter. So these are the chartered agent, charters agent. So voyage chartering and time chartering plays an important role. You know that. What do you mean voyage chartering? Voyage. So note it down. Voyage chartering. Yeah. Anyone?
Yes, sir. At any particular voyage, the vessel is chartered. That's called voyage charter. For example, if any cargo is supposed to load from somewhere in the Australia, then it is getting discharged in China. That particular voyage charter is to be called for it. So that is called
particular, right? Particular from country to country, like that you are telling about?
Yes.
From Australia to China, like charter agent for that area, right? So yes, that's the thing. Chartering is an activity within the shipping industry whereby ship owner hires out the use of the vessel to the charter. That's only you rightly told about that. That contract between the parties. Suppose that Australia and China, right? Voyage charter. Yes, no doubt. Maybe you can note down the points here. In case of voyage chartering, the charter agent means the agent nominated appointed by the ship owner or recommended appointed by the ship owner. Here the charter agent acts as a role of the port agent. Okay. Though the agency appointment has been made as per the recommendation of the voyage charter, the agent has no legal relationship with the voyage charter. Following are the reasons why a voyage charter wants to nominate the agent. Right? So, note it down. Charter may want to maintain confidentiality. Charterer may want to maintain the confidentiality regarding the trade transactions. He rightly told that confidential between Australia and China. Right? In a competitive market, if the port agent is closer to the charter's competitor, the charterer may be apprehensive of the trade secrets, likely be revealed to the competing firms, right? So this plays an important role, that confidentiality and expert knowledge also. Expert knowledge. You should have the expert knowledge in the terminal operations. Right? These are the basic needs for the choosing the agent in the charter wise. So confidentiality and expert knowledge about the voyage chartering or time chartering, everything. Clear? Right. So charter agent, I think you know that. Next one, we'll see this next one. We'll go to next slide. See this. Three main types of charter I told you about, you people. Because voyage chartering plays an important role in the shipping agency. A demise charter or bareboat charter, please note it down, is an arrangement for hiring of vessel whereby no administration or technical maintenance is included as part of the agreement. The charterer obtains possession and full control of the vessel along with the legal and financial responsibility for it. Okay. The charterer pays for all operating expenses, including fuel, crew, port expenses, and P&I, and hull insurance. In commercial demise chartering, a subtype of bareboat chartering, the charter period may last for many years, right, and may end with the charterer acquiring title ownership of the ship. In this case, a demise charter is form of hire purchase from the owners, who may well have been the shipbuilders. Demise chartering is common for tankers and bulk carriers. Okay, see this three main types of charter: bareboat charter or demise charter. So, no administration or technical maintenance is included as a part of the agreement. Okay. So, example, demise chartering exam common for tankers and bulk carriers. Next, a voyage charter. Not only told about that, voyage becomes a high popular. A voyage charter is the hiring of the vessel and crew for a voyage between load port and discharge port. The charterer pay the vessel owner on per ton or lump sum basis. The owner pays the port cost, excluding stevedoring, fuel cost, and crew cost. The payment for the use of vessel is known as freight. A voyage charter specifies a period known as lay time for loading and unloading the cargo. If lay time is exceeded, the charter must pay demurrage. If lay time is saved, the charter party may require the ship owner to pay dispatch to the charter. See that? So kindly note down this, how it happens, everything. Right? The owner pays the port cost, excluding stevedoring. What is this stevedoring? What do you mean by stevedoring? It mentioned excluding the stevedoring. What do you mean by it?
Arranging the shore labor, sir.
Arranging the shore labor. Okay. Shore labor, shore labor. Okay. Arranging the shore labor. Okay. What do you mean by
Stevedoring
stevedore?
is actually the slower labors.
Labor.
The
Okay.
stevedore is
Stevedore.
actually the labors.
Labor, sir. Okay. Stevedore.
Yes,
Okay. Stevedore is a labor. Okay. Any other labor? What they will do? What the performance they do? What the function they will do?
So like discharging cargoes.
Discharging cargoes. Okay. Some simple thing. What is that? It's an act of loading. It's, are you accepting or not? Act of loading or offloading. right? Cargo,
Yes, sir. Both loading and discharging.
both the loading and
Both the loading and discharging cargo,
discharge.
sir.
Right. Yeah.
All
it's-
this is
it
crane
is referred to
operators
act,
and
actually.
those who are package forms.
Yes. So it refers to the act. So various things will be there. So who will take care of this? This cost? Arranging a shore labor, you told me. Who will take care of the cost? Take care of the thing?
Sir, if
Who's
the
responsible?
ship is chartering, the voyage charter will take the responsibilities.
Why charter will take the responsible? Right. So that agent will take the
If the ship
responsible.
is chartered, sir. If the ship is
Okay.
chartered, the voyage charter will take the responsibilities. Otherwise, the agent.
Or
will take the
otherwise? Otherwise, the agent will
The
take
agent
care.
will take the
What about
responsibility.
what about principal? Principal is not taking care, right?
So-
Principal means owner.
No,
He
sir,
won't be taking care.
principal is not no, sir. He is only the first vision only. He is not come to
Yes.
directly to act all these things.
Yes. That's the thing. The owner pays the port cost. That's all, right? Fuel cost and everything.
Yes,
So
sir.
other things, these people will take care. Like arranging the shore labor,
Yes,
he
sir.
told about shore labor, everything. Like
Only the
voyage charter
estimation
means
estimation will go yearly.
yeah, estimation goes yearly, and he will give the cost to
Yes,
the thing. That's all, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
other things, these people should take care. So please be understood. Very clear thing, very simple thing also. So who will take care? That's all. You should be able to answer.
Actually, with respect to this, the owner is only giving their ships for charting. That's all.
That's
The
all. Yes.
complete expenses which is there in that particular voyage or the charter period, complete expenses including port charges or bunkering, nothing but the fuel which is consuming for the engines, and the stewage for employment from shore. So all type of expenses supposed to be carried by charterers. Charter
Yes.
means on behalf of charter, agents pays to the ports and on behalf of them.
Okay. Okay. Great. What is demurrage? Demurrage here. If lay time is exceeded, the charterer must pay demurrage. What is that? Demurrage? Because I think these terms are very important for you people. Stevedore, demurrage, and everything. What is demurrage? Yeah, if lay time is exceeded, the charterer must pay demurrage. Simple thing. Shore labor is there. Stevedore is there, right? What happens if lay time is exceeded?
The penalty fee is called a demurrage.
Yeah, that excess time they are taken, right? They should pay the amount
Okay.
to the owner of the chartered ship, right? To the things, because it exceeds time, like penalty, a charge should be paid. Okay, so demurrage. So you should be maintained the on-time service. That's the thing. If late time is saved, the charter party may require the ship owner to pay dispatch to the charter. So, right? Next one. A time charter is a hiring of the vessel for a specific period of time. The owner still manages the vessel, but the charterer selects the ports and directs the vessels where to go. See that. The charterer selects the ports and where to go. The charterer pay for all the fuel the vessel consumes, port charges, commissions, and daily hire to the owner of the vessel. See that. Yes. Very clearly, he also told about that. That person is responsible for that. The charter. Right? So all the fuel cost and everything at the airtime charter. Okay? Please note it down. What are the three types here? Chartering. Next. I'll move next slide. Next is protecting agent or protective agent or supervisory agent. Various names will be given here. A protecting agent is in shipping is the person or entity that provides shipping agency, service to ship owners, charters, time charters in the situation where the conflict of interest exists or anticipate from the shipping agent. The main task of the protecting agent is to protect the interest of this principal during the port call for which the shipping agent have been nominated or appointed by the party whose interest does not concur with those of the principal. So, protective agent, supervisory agent, various names it will be called as. Yeah. So kindly note it down here. Okay. Where the conflict of interest exists or anticipate from the shipping agent. Right. So I'll move next one. I'll move next one. See this liner agent. So protecting agent, you know that whether maybe the conflict and anything happens, he will be protect and see this. The main task of the protecting agent is to protect the interest of his personal principal during the port call for which the shipping agent have been nominated or appointed by the party whose interest does not concur with those of the principal. So it's very important here. Protect the interest of the person. Very simple thing. He is called as a protective agent for the owner. Owner's protective. It's otherwise called as owner's protecting agent also. Other name. So various names will be called as in the shipping industry. Right. Liner agent. See this liner agent. A liner agent will complete all the paperwork of these days. Complex electronic procedures, identifying the ownership of goods, recording the precise description and weight, making an accurate detail of the destination, and ensuring all legal obligations are met. See this liner charter, liner agents is an important role. What is the role of the liner agents? Some of the yes, yeah. I will next slide. So liner agent will complete paperwork, right? So identify the ownership of the goods, recording the precise description, weight, accurate detail of the destination, ensuring all legal obligations are met, and all the maybe note down some of the functions they'll carry out. Liner agent will marketing the liner services, right? Liner shipping companies communicate the service details with help of this liner agent. So they are the person responsible for promoting marketing activities and active marketing efforts will take care. What's active marketing? Any idea? Active marketing. How it be done actually? Active marketing in a liner agent. How it happens? I told about he is responsible for marketing the liner services, right? Identify the ownership of goods and everything. So how he will done actually? Yeah. How this marketing activity he will be taking care? Liner agent. What knowledge he is having and how he has done that activity? Anyone? So what is the last sentence? Anyone can read the slide? What's the last sentence you mentioned? What's the last sentence in the last two sentences? Last two sentences in the line agent.
Making an accurate detail of their destination and ensuring all
Destination.
legal obligations are met.
Yes, yes. Now he is a master in that, ensuring all legal and everything. So what is that? Making an accurate detail of the destination, right? So what is this? How is he will handle now? He knows the destination, Portland, locations and everything, right? The marketing activities, how he taken care? So in the destinations, he will choose the people like sales calls, right? You know that here like marketing activities, people also come across campaigns, right? A liner agent will act as a marketing person. That's what I'm telling you. So he knows the destination and everything. He also performs these activities along with this various activities, right? So he also knows about the documentation, the paperwork I mentioned here, documentation, legal procedures, right? Container operations, delivery procedures, right? So these are one of the important things for the line agent. Some of the various functions you can note down also, right? Marketing activities, maybe you can note down, like he will carry out the marketing activities, booking process, documentation, container operations, yeah, delivery of goods, everything he knows about that, because making an accurate detail of their destination and recording their precise description, weights, everything, all the things will be carried out. Yeah, I'll move to the next slide. Next is sub-agent. The sub-agent is not a buyer, agent of buyer or seller. It is a broker who is an agent of the buyer or seller. The sub-agent is an agent of the broker, works for the broker and represents the interest of the broker. Sub-agent, right? Okay. So how it happens in shipping industry? This broker and sub-agent and brokers and everything. So what do you understand by the sub-agent after seeing this slide? Anyone? After maybe you can read this very important thing, very interesting also. What do you may understand by sub-agent? Yeah.
Basically, he's an assistant for the broker who runs around and does all basically all manual works of going, getting the contract, all these kinds of things.
Okay. Any other? Okay. He's yes, assistant to the broker. Any other? Any other? How it happens? Sub-agents. So okay, this is for broker everything. For a general agent, also sub-agent is possible. General agent. Suppose agent and sub-agent. Think about agent and sub-agent, right? Any possibilities are there in the shipping or maritime business and everything? I'm talking about general agent and sub-agent. Okay. Suppose I'll give you one more example. Agent and sub-agents may be in the same country or different country. How it happens? Because this sub-agent is working for the general agent. Think about that. I'm not talking about broker and everything. Think about general agent and agent. He is working for the general agent, right? With certain commission and everything. Whether the general agent and sub-agent may be in the same country or different country. How it happens. In shipping business, this will happen or not. Yeah. Okay. Suppose agent in India, right? Sub-agents may be in India or different countries. That possibilities are there. Yeah, sub-agents may not be in the same country. Please kindly note it down. A general agent, suppose in India, sub-agents may be on the different countries also, right? May not be in the same country. Okay, he worked for the general agent. General agent was assigned the duties and everything. Sometimes these people also have the rights as that of the general agent with certain amount low and everything. So we work closely together with the general agent, and day-to-day activities also performed by the sub-agents. Clear? So broker and sub-agent and general agent and sub-agent. That also happens there. So that's the reason you mentioned here. The sub-agent is an agent of the broker, works for a broker and represents the interest of the broker. The same thing, sub-agent is the agent, right? Directly with the general agent or the shipping agent. So what are the activities he'll perform, right? Normally he will do that. So agent is in India, sub-agent will be some other country like Gulf or any countries. So that type of things will happen in the sub-agent. Okay. See this one. I'm talking about the ship broking brokers and everything which come there in the ship broking. Ship broking is a financial service which forms a part of the global shipping industry. Ship brokers are specialist intermediaries or negotiators, that is brokers between ship owners and charterers who use ships to transport cargo between buyers and sellers of the vessels. So there is the importance of the brokers. Yeah. Ship brokers. Please kindly note it down. So functions of ship broker: keep the principal informed of the market developments. Always the market development should be updated. If principal give positions, broker should cover the market in the best possible way. Negotiation should be done strictly. Yeah. And the broker should not exceed the limits and should not breach the limits also. And shows the loyalty to the principal. And broker should not give wrong information. So that's very important. He should give the right information to the principals and owners of the. Okay. Next is a forwarding agent. Basic function is to provide different range of services to exporters to ensure smooth and timely shipment of goods. Clearing and forwarding agents play a pivotal role in the selection of mode and route of transport. They are the specialized people to guide the selection of the shipping line and airline. So forwarding, the forwarding agents plays an important role here. Forwarding agent is also known as a forwarder, freight forwarder, right? What is the role of the freight forwarder, forwarding agent or freight forwarder? What he or she will do normally? So that's the reason it's mentioned in a ship line and airline also. What they will do normally?
Organize shipments for individual or corporation.
Yes. Yes.
Then
Sir.
get a goods from a manufacturer or producer.
Fantastic. Yes. Definitely. Any other? Yes, great. The two important functions. He will perform. He or she will perform. And they will arrange the custom clearance. I think you know that, right? Custom clearance. Customs.
Okay.
Customs also plays an important role. Forwarding agents.
Okay.
And one more function. They will book the space also. Book the space. Book the space. No? Goods will be placed, right? Space.
Okay.
Yeah, space.
Okay.
Movement of the goods. Placing the goods. Spaces.
Okay.
Booking the space on behalf of the exporter or importer. They will do that also. Right? So some of the web functions here. And providing value-added services. They will provide value-added services also. Like warehousing. I told you about you people. Like warehousing, distribution, regional distributions, right? Container stuffing, destuffing, container loading and unloading, right? Offloading. So these are the things freight forwarder will do that also.
Yeah.
Yes. And one more function also. Freight forwarder may function as a principal also. Whether it's possible, freight forwarder is equal to principal. Whether it's possible or not.
I don't know, sir.
No, okay. Principal, you know that owner. No? Owner itself become a freight forwarder. Freight forwarder. Possibility will be there. No? Owner itself become a freight forwarder. Okay. And forwarders may enter into agreements with other forwarders in other countries also for arranging the transportation, custom clearance, and everything. Yes, these agreements called as the agency agreements. Okay, they have the agreements with other countries and everything for arranging the transportation. And bill of lading also they will take carrying out, right? So these are the various functions forwarding agents, freight forwarder, right? So they are the specialized people to guide in selection of the shipping line, airline, and stuff. Yeah. So what is the time now? 3:47. Huh? Okay. Okay. So we have another 5 minutes break. Okay. 3:52 we'll meet. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. So okay for everyone. Others?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Prabhakaran, everything is there, na? Balaji.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We'll meet at another 5 minutes. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Everybody is there?
Yes, sir, we are there.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll start. So 2 units we covered actually today, right? So with the forwarding agent, we have finished the unit 2. Okay, what are the different types of agents in maritime business, and what are the functions, roles they will perform in the maritime business. I think if people are clear with that, various agents we discussed that. Okay. Next, we'll move to the unit 3 according to the syllabus development industry. So unit 3, see this duties and rights of principals and agents authority and breach of warranty of authority. So again, already seen about the rights and everything, duties and everything of agent and principal. Again, they classified in the unit 3 also. So we follow that. So unit 3 talks about this duties and rights of principals and agents authority also. We'll move one by one. So duties of agents to principals. See this. First we'll have the duties of agents to principals, then duties of principals to agents and everything. One by one we'll discuss here. So first one, to conduct the business according to the direction of the principal. So to conduct the business according to the direction of the principal. So this is one of the important duties. Already we discussed about that because the direction of principal. Because otherwise, what happens if there is no direction, right? Because principal is the owner, so we should definitely follow the principal in all the times, right? If there is no specific reasons, right? The business should be conducted according to the customs and practices relevant to the business. So it's not be relevant. They will do anything in the business, right? If the agent deviates from the directions of the principal, if any loss is sustained, the agent should make it good to the principal. This is obviously right. So the agent should be very careful on that. You should always focus on the direction because he's running the business. He's having the business. So definitely you should focus on towards the owner and the principal, right? If any deviating from the principal's direction, right, results in profit, the agent should account for it, right? So any deviation, right? What do I understand that? Any deviating from the principal's direction results in profit, the agent should account for it. Kindly note it down. Who is responsible for that? Gaining the profit, results in profit after deviating. Principal is responsible or agent is responsible? Yeah. What happens here? Deviation happens, agent having the profit, and who is responsible for that? Yeah. Whether it's a right or bad, whether it's a good one or bad one, right or wrong. First, deviation is whether it's a right or wrong. Yeah.
The deviation is wrong, sir.
Deviation wrong, but sometimes profit happens, huge to the agent. What happens there?
But overall loss of profit, it should be the principal who should be responsible because he has hired the agent.
Okay. So if the principal doesn't know about that, right? Think about that in that manner. This person, agent, is deviated from the directions of principal and is getting more profit, and the principal doesn't know. What is the reaction? If you are a principal, think about if you are a principal and you have the agent is doing like this. What is your, and you doesn't know about that. So what is the reaction on that? You understood my question? You people understood my question. Very simple thing. I'm telling you example. Think about you are the principal owner of the shipping, and agent is there. You set the guidelines and instructions, directions, everything. So the business is going on. So suddenly the agent is deviating from the direction, from your directions, and getting huge profits. What happens next? As a principal, what you will do? How will you identify, or what are the measures you will take as a principal? Whether it comes into your notice or not, or whether you will able to identify or not. You people understand my question, no? Any doubts in my question? Anybody? Karthik, Prabhakaran, anybody. Balaji.
Yeah, correct, sir, correct.
What happens? No? If you are a owner, you doesn't know about the things, but this person is minting with the profits and everything. What do you do?
Yeah,
what
it's
is
very
reaction?
Yes, that concern. Apart from owner or any other relevant.
Okay.
Apart from that, every individual country they have own regulations. For example, if any agent doing unnecessary things which should not be done as per the owner instruction, or anything
Definitely.
which is illegal.
Yes.
So
true.
the local regulation will apply. So they may go for the penalty, or even in worst cases they go for jail.
Okay.
It was happened. One of my
the same thing happened. Fantastic. Same thing happened with the real case happened. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. You can proceed, you can proceed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In UAE waters, one of the agent they attempt to sign on the crew, but the crew don't have the basic requirements. They have not obtained as per the local regulations.
Okay.
So they made us some illegal documents to make that particular crew joining the ship.
Okay.
Finally, the local government observed, and they find out this is the issue. Then the particular agency, complete agency cancelled, and who are involved, they're deported from the particular country, and who were there as a resident, they undergone a major penalty, all those things. But who are involved, who are not the residents of the country, they
penalty
deported
and jail also, right? Yes, your point is right. Yes. Okay, this type is agent is completely responsible for that, right? Not the principal, because principal is set the directions and everything, but agent is doing unethical business, right? So principal is not get affected. This person, deviating person, is responsible for that. As he rightly told, they will impose the penalty, they will impose the jail, right? Unethical things they are doing, correct? So these are the things will happen. So always follow the directions of the principal. I think fantastic. Yes, penalty and jail will happen, right? So one more thing, I'll give you an example. If the principal has set a guideline freight rate, okay, agent should not market the service below the guideline, right? Without getting the approval for the same. So the freight charges, everything is decided by him. It should not be deviated from the things. So very simple thing. The agent should not deviate the directions from the principal, whatever it may be, right? So agent should follow that. And if agent has, now we told about sub agent, right? What is a sub agent and everything? The agent is having the sub agent, right? And he or she also bound to the same directions also. Clear? Agent is there, sub agent is there. Definitely they should follow the directions. So very important. Directions are very important. That is the first point. Duties of agent to principal is to conduct the business according to the directions of the principals. I think it's repeated 2 times. Okay. Next one. to keep proper accounts and to render accounts. Yes, that's also very important. To keep the proper accounts and to render accounts to the principal or the principal representative on demand. So accounts to be verified by the people, by the principal, right? Not by the people, principal or its representative. Okay, so account should be maintained properly. If the agent fails to keep proper accounts and not maintaining the accounts properly, right? Like funds handling and everything. So that's a deviation, right? So then the agent has been found guilty of fraud or the accounts have been settled under undue influence, right? Or the accounts to be reopened from the commencement of the agency, whatever it may be. So they should be responsible for the account maintenance, and whenever the principal asks for that, they should submit the things on time. Otherwise, it will be a fraud and it will be unethical, right? So funds should be properly maintained and accounts should be properly maintained in the agent side, right? So next one, to communicate with the principal and seek to obtain his instructions. So to communicate to the principal and seek to obtain instructions. What is this? A communicate to the principal and to seek obtain his instructions. Or whether it may be a like a directions or how it happens. Yeah. What type of communication or what type of things, instructions needed for the agent from the principal side? What type of communication is important between these two people, principal and the agent? Yeah. Any instructions to communicate to the principal? Okay, I will give. Yeah, tell me. Yeah. Maybe
Yes,
I'll give
communication normally used to be happen with emails only. All type of communications. Since it is electronic format, so this can be act as a official proof for any discrimination happen afterwards. So mostly all the communications are through email only.
Okay. Okay. And this sub-agent, no? Role of sub-agent, what is the comment on that? The sub-agent is there, right? So the type of communication, the sub-agent appointed by the agent, right? So that type of communication is informed to the principal or not?
Yes, sir, it is depends actually. For any particular task, in case we are giving to the agent, so all the jobs agent cannot be do at all at a specific time. So they can segregate the jobs and they put a sub agent accordingly. So even when appointing them, their communication also included in this. In particular mail when they forwarding, and they will include in it. So everything is it is like what we can say, whenever we are making some emails, we are putting CC, the same way we used to put, and whatever comments coming from sub agent, they will forward to the principal.
Hello. Hello. Can you
Yes,
hear
sir, we
me?
can hear you. We can
Yeah,
hear
sorry,
you.
man.
Yes,
I think
sir.
the line is disconnected. Issues are there. Okay. So, okay, I join now. Where we okay, I will share the. It's visible now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry, I think it's gone out actually. I'm talking and the line is disconnected. Yes. Okay. 1 minute. So yeah, what are the points we discussed? I think something we discussed. Yeah, to communicate to the principal and seek to obtain his her instructions. Right. So I think we talked about the agent and sub-agent. Am I right? So
Yes, sir.
yeah, whether that that communication should be given to the principal or not. Any comment on that? I think somebody has discussed on that. It suddenly is disconnected. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because
Yeah,
all
I
the
think yes.
relevant communications to be given to respective person who are involved in it.
Okay.
Because the agent cannot concentrate on all the things.
Okay.
Even in certain cases, even owner, even manager, they can appoint many shift handlers to do any relevant work on behalf of them.
Okay.
Even in that particular cases, all the communication has to be there through agent only. Because for getting into the port to get clearances, all those activities has to be done only by agent.
Okay.
So in that case, all the sub agent or ship channelers has to come through agent only. Even though agent they are not doing the specific jobs, but all are communicated through a ship agent only.
Sub-agent you're telling, right? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, good. Yeah, that sub-agent information given to principal or not?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Given.
that agent details, sub-agent details also communicate to the principal, right?
Yes.
Or otherwise, deviation will happen there. Agent and sub-agent deviations again will happen there. Without principal doesn't know about the appointment of sub-agent, that possibility will happen. Or again, it's noted by the shipping companies or anything happen like that. Is possible to say?
Yes, sir. Yes, of course, it is possible. And if in modern days, if you see in olden days, the situation was only depends on agents. But nowadays, the technology being developed and for the concern of money, the principal mostly avoids agents because sometimes agents they take advantages and they cost for more money from a owner for the doing any particular job which may not be cost so much. So now what they used to do, they appoint others like ship channelers or any workshop people who's there need to them. They appoint directly, and only thing they will communicate it through agent to get the port clearances and relevant paper also.
Right. Yes. Great. Okay. Yeah. So communication plays an important role here. Next one, not to attempt the impossible or impracticable. Please note it down. Not to attempt the impossible or impracticable. So it is, if it reasonably appears to an agent that is impossible or impracticable for him to accomplish the task required by the principal, an agent subject to the duty to the principal should not continue to render the service, right? Which subjects to the principal to risk of the expense. So in such cases, the agent should communicate his inability to the principal. So not to attempt the impossible. So agent should be very clear on that, whether it's possible or not. If it's not possible or if he is not able to do the agency, so definitely he should intimate to the principal about the inability to carry out the business. Yes. So that is one of the things. Not to deal on his own account. If the agent deals on his account in the business of agency, it amounts to dishonest concealment of material fact, right? So the agent must obtain the consent of his principal and acquainting him with all material substance which had come to his knowledge on the subject. That's the reason I tell you, principal should know about that, right? Not to deal on his own account. The principal may repudiate the transactions if the dealings of the agent have been disadvantageous to the principal. So principal has a right to take actions on the agent. So not to deal on his own account. That's very important in the terms of the principal agent. So one more thing also is there. It's not this, to conduct the business with care, skill, and diligence. So this is very important, to conduct the business with care, skill, and diligence. Every agent, including a gratuitous agent means an agent representing a principal and not receiving any payment for providing agency services. It's called as the gratuitous agent. Okay, is responsible to his principal for any loss resulted due to proper care, skill, and diligence in carrying out the activity. So very important to conduct the business with care, skill, and diligence. So that is very important. Normally, like a loss or damage should be avoided. So that type of thing should be very taken care by these people. Right. So these are the some of the duties of agent to principal. Next. Yeah. Next is duties of principal towards agents. So next one, duties of principal towards agents. Already discussed about agent towards principal, or principal towards the agents. Duty to furnish opportunity for work. Yeah, duty to furnish opportunity for work. Normally, the agent's amount of compensation will depend on the amount of work done by them. Okay. In some cases, the agent will be paid a fixed salary regardless of work done. Fixed salary, like a employee or staff working in the organization. In such cases, a promise by the principal to furnish the agent with work may be inferred only if anticipated benefit to the agent. Okay. The duty of the principal to furnish employment is limited. The principal also can make use the usual excuse of availing them to perform a contract. So, duty to furnish opportunity for the work. So, like a fixed salary means he is the principal is responsible for the person for the agent. Okay. Next one, duty not to interfere with the agent's work. So agent's duty, you know, the contract of agency happened, everything. Agent's duty is to obey all reasonable directions of the principal. In order to facilitate agent performance, the principal has a duty not to unduly interfere with the agent's work. Okay. The agent has to be given an opportunity to work regardless the situation of fixed remuneration or compensation commensurate to the work done. The principal's interference with the agent or his work may be by means of improper commands or by the principal's conduct towards third parties, which prevents the accomplishment of the work done by the agent. Okay, so duty not to interfere with the agent's work. That's very important. So if it happens means what happens? Interference. The principal's interference. What happens? Always, that's the reason I told about duty not to interfere with the agent's work. If interference is more, if the principal's interference is more towards agent, what happens? What's the next thing? according to the agreement or contract of agency, what happens next? Any idea on that? More interference by the principal. What are the possibilities will happen? Already discussed about the termination. Termination will exist. That possibilities will happen. Why? That the principal's interference become considered as a, what is that? Considered as a breach of contract. Am I right or wrong? Not only agent is breaching the contract, right? Even principals, even owners also breach the contract. So that is very important. So agent can decide whether to continue or not, and maybe goes to the termination of the agency. Right? Next one, duty to give information to agent. This duty comes from the understanding that the principal will exercise care to prevent them come to the agent in the prosecution of agency business. The duty may require not only warning for the agent against physical dangers or monetary losses known by the principal to exist but unknown to the agent. So, principal should give proper information to the agent about the dangers and everything. Unless agreed otherwise, the principal has a duty of care to inform the agent the risk of physical harm or monetary loss, which as the principal has reasons to know exists in the performance of authorized acts. So, very important duty to give information to agent. So, all the information has been provided by the principal to the agent under the contract of agency and agreement. Yeah. So, otherwise, again, it's a breaching. If it's not, if the information is not provided, right, the possibility of dangers, the possibility of losses, monetary losses, again, the principal is breaching the contract. So the agent have the rights to have the termination of the agency. Next one, duty of good conduct. A principal has a duty not to harm the reputation of the agent or abuse the agent or humiliate the agent. The principal has to conduct himself in a decent manner. A principal who without justification charges an agent with serious misconduct or otherwise insult him, right, assault, it is committed to be a breach of contract. Again, it shows about the breach of the contract. So to avoid this, to breach of the contract and everything, so the mutual relationship between the principal and agent plays an important role. So principal also behaved in a well-mannered, decent behavior. Okay, because harassment will happen sometimes. Harassment, that's the thing. Assault, a lot of things will happen. It should not humiliate the agent. So, right. So not only from the agent side, the problem will also from the principal side also. So once it's not happened, definitely it's a breach of contract and termination will happen. So always the cordial and mutual relationship between the principal and the agent is important for business. Yeah. So these are some of the things, duties of principals towards agents and everything. Maybe one more thing is also there. Yeah. Rights of agents, maybe note it down. Right of agents, already we discussed in the first unit itself. Right of agent against their principals. What is the right? What are the rights of agents? What are the right? Very foremost right. Now we discussed a lot about duties of agents, duties of principals. What is the right of agent against their principal? Yeah. What is that? Right of agents. What are the agents' rights? Any guess on that? Why agent is working? Right to remuneration. Please note it down. Right to remuneration. Right to remuneration. Why remuneration plays an important role? That is a basic thing. The remuneration. What is remuneration? What do you mean by remuneration?
It's a payment, I think.
Yes.
Getting
Payment. Anybody? Yeah. Getting salary, getting income like that.
Yes, sir. Compensation.
Yeah, getting compensation, remuneration, yes, salary.
Money
So
paid
that's
for
very,
work.
yes, right to remuneration. That's very important. Not only for agent, for everybody, right? So we are working to get the right to remuneration. So that's very important. If it doesn't happen, right? If it doesn't happen, again breach of contract will appear. So principal also should be very careful on that, because agent is working for the remuneration, so they should write to the remuneration. Next one, right to be indemnified. Right? The contract of agency implies a contract by the principal to indemnify the agent against the consequences of all lawful acts done by the agent in exercise of authority conferred upon him. Okay. Right to be indemnified. So lawful action should be followed properly. It should abide to the laws and regulations, right? So everything should be properly lawful activity, right to be indemnified. Okay? So that it should be followed by the agent. A right to stop page in transit. Right to stop page in transit. Next one. An agent has a privilege of stopping the goods which he or she has consigned to a carrier to the principal under the same circumstances as those which create the same privilege in an unpaid vendor who has consigned goods to their purchaser. Okay. So, right of stoppage in transit. Suppose it's unpaid and everything. So he has the rights to stoppage of the goods in transit and everything. So these are the rights agents should have. So rights of agents against their principals. Okay. So some of the things. Duties and rights also you should know that 3 rights will be there: right to remuneration, right to indemnified, right of stoppage in transit. If it's not paid, the agent has the rights to stop the goods and everything. Next one is agent authority. Next one is agent authority. What do you mean by agent authority, right? The authority results from the direct and explicit manifestation from the principal and the agent. Direct and explicit manifestation from the principal and the agent. Directly, the agent shall represent the principal and act for him in the matter in question. The manifestation referred here need not be in a particular form or contain a specific set of words. A formal manifestation is known as power of attorney. In case the authority is given by the power of attorney, the agent should act within the 4 corners of the instrument in express terms or by necessary implication. So, power of attorney. Right? Please note that the manifestation of the principal and agent can be informal also. So, formal manifestation is known as power of attorney. So, normally you people know that power delegated, right, to the agent. It's a formal manifestation, and informal also happens there, right? So, manifestation from the principal and the general agent can also be a informal. So, these are the things. Maybe a formal and informal. See this? An authority is said to be implied when it is to be inferred from the circumstances of the case, and things spoken or written or the ordinary course of dealing may account for the circumstances of the case. The right of the third party against the principal on the contract of his agent made in excess of the agent's actual authority will be enforced in cases where evidence showed that the contracting party has been led into an honest belief in the existence or authority to the extent apparent to him. It must be noted that the principal will be liable for the fraud of his agent acting within the scope of his authority, regardless of whether the fraud is committed for the benefit of the principal or for the benefit of the agent. Implied authority of an agent has to be proved by deductions and inferences to be made from the manifestations of the consent of the principal. In case of the following situations, the agency relationship will be implied. Yes. See that? An authority is said to be implied. It is inferred from the circumstances of the case and things spoken or written or ordinary course of dealing upon for the circumstances of the case. Maybe kindly note down the things. So see that it was noted that the principal will be liable for the fraud of his agent acting within the scope of his authority, regardless of whether the fraud is committed for the benefit of the principal or for the benefit of the agent. Implied authority of an agent has to be proved by deductions and inferences to be made from the manifestations of the consent of the principal. In case of the following situations, the agency relationship will be implied. Okay. So various activities in case of following situations, the agency relationship will be implied. The situation of the parties implying the agency relationship, the established custom, practice, usage, the course of dealings between the principal and agent. So various things will be agent authority, right? So the acts and conducts of the principal and agent. So various things to be called as the implied authority. Right? So this one is important, agent authority. Next is scope of authority. Where an agent is authorized to do an act, he has authority to do every lawful thing which is necessary for accomplishing the act. The word lawful is very important. It means that the agent must not do anything which would be against the public policy. The agent is doing the act must not to do anything illegal, and he must not act beyond the limits of his authority. Where a principal gives an agent a general authority to conduct a business on his behalf, he is bound by every legal act of the agent in the ordinary course of the conduct of business, and you have to clear about the authority of the agent. Where the principal gives authority to the agent to take delivery of goods, such agent, though has authority to take delivery of goods, has no authority to rebook the goods upon reaching the destination. See that? No authority to rebook the goods upon reaching the destination. So the proper authority should be focused on that. If the agent is given authority to purchase goods on credit, the authority also includes a power to agree to pay interest at a reasonable rate. The power to sell the goods will not authorize the agent to pledge the goods or borrow money against giving the goods as security. If the principal authorizes an agent to find a buyer for him, that does not authorize the agent to enter into the contract of sale. So these are the scope of the authority. Okay. So kindly note it down. What do you mean by authority and scope of authority? Authority means a lawful activity should be made, right? So no authority to rebook the goods upon reaching the destination. Various things will be carried out. Okay. Next, breach of warranty of authority. See this again. Most of the time we focus on the breach of contract, breach of activities. So breach plays an important unlawful activities, unethical activities, right? So breach of warranty of authority. The subject of breach of warranty of authority is understood with respect to agent's relationship with the third parties. A person untruly representing himself to be the authorized agent of another and thereby inducing a third party to deal with him as such an agent is liable if his alleged employer doesn't ratify his act and compensates the other party in respect of any loss or damage which he has incurred by so dealing. Okay. The liability of the person who prefers to act as agent arises where he is innocently represented that he had authority, where the fact is either that he never had any authority or that his original authority has ceased by reasons of fact which had no knowledge. See that? Yes. A person untruly representing himself. See that? A person untruly representing himself to be the authorized agent of another. So, and thereby inducing a third party to deal with him as such an agent. So, a lot of things. So, definitely the breach of warranty of authority will happen there. So, we should follow the lawful activities. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, I think this about the unit 3 is over, right? So, duties and rights, responsibilities, and breach. So, the agent authority. So, everything will be discussed here, and we'll move to unit 4. Right. So, unit 4 deals with organization of port agency and the role of the tramp agents. So, this is one of the unit. Yes. Just a bit. Yeah. So in this unit 4, organization of port agency and role of tramp agents, it talks about various types of port agency, role of tramp agency organization, right? Port agency organization structure. Everything will be discussed here, right? Shipping business is international in nature. These are the kind noted down. Convention of facilitation of international maritime traffic. That's a topic here. A shipping business, normally shipping business is a not only domestic, it's a international nature. A ship visiting various countries during the course of voyage will subject to the rules and regulations pertaining to customs, immigration, port, import guidelines, export guidelines of various countries. Right? The actual number of separate documents required varied from port to port, although the information on cargoes and persons carried out that was sought was often identical. The number of copies required of some of these documents are also different from countries to countries. Port agents, yeah, cargo agents, port agents, shipping agents had to prepare the various forms and the number of copies required. Initially, we discussed that also. In some countries, the requirements in submitting certain information in local language. In certain cases, during a change of crew with counselor, these are requirements complicated the task of the port agent. So sometimes complications also arises for the port agent because of these issues, right? So we should be careful on that also. Yeah. So kindly note it down. So I'll move to the next one. Yeah. See this, how it happens that Convention of Facilitation of International Maritime Traffic, right? By the early 1960s, this is how it's evolved, that history, right? The maritime nations had decided the situation could not be allowed to deteriorate further. International action was called for and achieved governments turned to IMO, which at the first meeting in 1959, Indian Maritime Organization, IMO, right? In 1961, the second IMO Assembly adopted a resolution which recommended that IMO take up the matter. An expert group was convened which recommended that an international convention be adopted to assist the facilitation of international maritime traffic, right? So that convention, international convention, takes place to adopt the facilitation of international maritime traffic, how it goes, right? Because of the international trade. In October 1963, third IMO Assembly adopted resolution A63, which approved the report of expert group and in particular recommended that a convention be drafted to consider for the adoption at a conference to be held under IMO in the spring of 1965. The conference duly took place and the Convention on Facilitation of International Maritime Traffic, see that, 1965 was adopted in 9th April. So these are the things. The convention happened for the international maritime traffic. Then only it happens, right? Like a lot of agents and everything will happen there. The main objectives of this FAL convention, facilitation of international maritime traffic. That's the important thing. To prevent unnecessary delays in maritime traffic, unnecessary delays, to aid cooperation between the governments, to secure the highest practicable degree of uniformity in formalities and other procedures, right? And I told about you people several documents and everything will be done here, like port agents I told here. See that various forms and the number of copies required, various documents is needed, right? The FAL convention, please note it down. The main focus on the FAL convention, reduce the documents level, right? Because more documents are done by the agents and a lot of procedures are followed around 46 documents needed once upon a time before the FAL convention. Everything. So this convention clears about that. They reduce the documents from 46 to around 8 documents, important documents. So please note down the documents. IMO General Declaration. These are the 8 documents reduced from 46. Some countries they focus on the 22, 32. Different from countries to countries. I told about you people. The forms are different, like 22, 32, 46 documents. It reduced to only 8 documents in the FAL convention. IMO General Declaration, Cargo Declaration, Ship Stores Declaration, Crew Effect Declaration, Crew List and Passenger List, Dangerous Goods, document required under the Universal Postal Convention, document required under the International Health Regulations. So these are the declarations. Once again, I will repeat you. Please kindly note it down. IMO General Declaration, Cargo Declaration, Ship Stores Declaration, Cruise Effect Declaration, Crew List and Passenger List, Sixth one is dangerous goods. Seventh one, document required under the Universal Postal Convention. Eighth one is document required under the International Health Regulations. So these are the 8 documents needed, important thing for the thing. And various forms also, that like declaration forms also there, right? So that 8 declarations should be followed in the maritime traffic. Okay. So FIL convention, I think if we will see this history, this how it happens from the first IMO, second IMO, third IMO. So 1965 FAL, right? Facilitation of International Maritime Traffic Convention was adopted in the year 9th April 1965. So the main objectives has been framed. So 8 documents also be framed, given importance from the maximum 36 documents different from countries to countries. Clear? So these are the things. Maybe we'll have a 5 minutes break. We'll meet you at 4:55, right? And we'll discuss the other remaining things. Are you clear with this up to this? Anybody's having doubts?
No, sir, we are okay.
Okay, right. Okay.
No.
Yeah, we'll have 5 minutes break. We'll meet at 4:55. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. You can start. Hello. Yeah. Everybody's there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah. So a lot of 8 documents is there, and maybe I will show you. That's the thing I plan to show you some documents. I think we will know that also. Just a minute. Okay, I will show you maybe one sample. I'm sharing one document. Okay, so you can able to see the document. No, no,
No, sir.
no. Just a minute.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
No.
Now it's able to see something is coming. Yeah, I think it's loading. See this? You can able to see now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Okay. Form is there or not?
No, sir.
Huh?
No.
IMO cargo declaration form I'm showing. It's not visible. Okay. Just a minute. Now?
No, sir.
Still it's not okay. Some problem. Huh? Okay. I think it's not opening actually that file. Because various for documents I told you, right? Documents, 8 documents are there. Maybe in the end, maybe I will show, right? Or before 10 minutes or before that, I plan to show you the documents, right? Okay. So, various forms, various documents is there, around 8 documents I told you people. So that is very important for that. And next is types of port agency companies. Next is type of port agency, right? The port agency office in any country could be of any one of the following types. So these are the things, type of port agency companies. Branch office of an international port agency organization. There are 3 types. Member of a port agency network, right? An independent port agency company. So these are the things. And first one, branch office and international port agency organization. Organization is Gulf Agency Company, Millspan Ship Service, Inship Shipping Services, have a global headquarters and offices in various port locations. They may have a country office for each country and branch offices in various ports. So branch office of an international port agency organization. So this is one of the things, right? So plays an important role. Second, member of a port agency network. Business cooperation among shipping companies has evolved into ship agency networks, which provide opportunities for member companies to represent principals who have used the services of one of the network members have been recommended another member in the network. So see this multi-port website is also given, www.multiport.org, founded in the year 1978, based in UK, is the largest network of independent agents in the world. Okay. According to 114 countries are reported to have handled worldwide agency business by a port call in 1650 ports available worldwide. So, member of the port agency network, members plays an important role. The network, how it happens, multi-port, the classical example, very oldest thing, found in the year 1978 and based in UK. Right. Next one, S5 Agency World Limited, established in London with regional hub centers in United States of America, South America, North Europe, Southern Europe, Middle East, and so many countries, Australia, right? So multi-port S5 agency, agents one also is there, right? based in Greece, is another network of independent agents equipped with computerized system to provide fast and efficient operations in the compilation of the processing of information, passing valuable feedback to our members. So these are the port agency, member of port agency network. Okay, so types of port agency companies, three types I told about that. Branch office of an international port agency organization, member of port agency network, right? So the two types are there, multi-port agents one and S5 agency world limited. There's a vital role here. Yeah, and yeah, next one is independent port agency company, the third one. A regional operating in a country or within the region, either on its own or with associate companies. Port agency company without any affiliation with an international network. So these are independent, no network, everything is there. Normally, this type of business, right? Independent agencies will be a family-owned business. Please note it down. Family-owned business, normally independent port agency company. So the entrepreneurs from the family side, so they will take care of this independent port agency company. So these are some of the types. So kindly note down, there are three types of port agency. Branch office of an international port agency, member of port agency network, and independent port agency, right? Yeah, see this typical port agency company will have the organization structure present above, senior management functions, this development, senior management functions, business development, strategic planning are performed by the director and shipping manager. Designations, general manager, shipping, vice president, can also be done. Seen some companies performing the role of the shipping manager. Port operation department performs the most important function of attending to the ships and providing all the operational services to the principals. Yeah, a master mariner working as a operation managers will be referred to as port captain. Operation department personnel will coordinate with the port officials by attending the berth meeting, making various service requests, applying for suitable berth, placing the intent for shore-based equipments, right? Shore-based labor, we told about that. Company obtaining a warehouse space for transit storage of cargo, preparing pro forma disbursement accounts, etc. Ship supervisor will be the first point of contact for the ship, right? They will work for 24/7 basis and keep collecting the operations of data and passing out the office for analysis and reporting to the principals. So various things a port agency have. Organization structure, right? So please kindly note it down. These are the important things. Port agency organization structure, various designations. Like people know that hierarchy will be there. Like a director, shipping manager, right? Port operations, various departments will be there. What are the departments normally will be there in a port agency organization structure? What are the important port operations I told about that? Any other departments also there? Operations department is there, right? See this, port agents having their own stevedoring departments will have a dedicated stevedoring manager who will be also responsible for the business development. Besides providing stevedoring services in-house, as an organization will take stevedoring contracts for various other ship agency companies also. Stevedoring foreman will provide the supervisory services during the port operations. Tally clerks will perform the role of country package loaded, unloaded, and prepare shift-wise report of loading, unloading. Gang workers, for sometimes just referred to as gang, will do the job for operating the cranes, hooking, unhooking of the cargo, the slings, positioning, maneuvering the cargo to be loaded, unloaded, etc. Right? So this is the organization structure, how the port agency will work. Right? Accounts department will keep track of all the disbursements made for the vessel and will coordinate with the shipping manager regarding the advance funds required from the principals. Accounts executive will prepare vouchers for various expenses and then consolidate them in the form of final disbursement form. So accounts department, administration department, port operations, right? Stevedoring department, all the things are plays an important role in the port agency organization structure, right? So administration department take care of the entire activities. You know that arrangement, procurement, making travel arrangements for the crews, right? Custom clearance services, any spare parts to be connected to the ship, maintenance of the ship, a lot of things admin department will take care. So all the comprises together. So kindly note it down overall view, right? Director, shipping manager, port operations department will be there, stevedoring department will be there, accounts department will be there, administration department will be there. So in every department there will be managers, portmans, port captains, executives, supervisors will be there, right? So clerks will be there. We told about the tally clerks, gang peoples, gang workers, account manager, account executives, right? Admin manager, admin executive, and travel executives also there in the structure. Right? So these are the people comprises together to form a organization structure, port agency structure. So the last thing we'll discuss about the tramp, right? So with that we'll be finishing the fourth unit. So next one is importance of tramp action, right? Kindly note it down. Role of importance or role of tramp agency organization, right? Okay. So we discussed a lot of things today, right? We discussed a lot of things about the port agent, how he works, how port agent, cargo agent, right? So kindly note it down. Roles of tramp agency organization. The roles of various types of tramp agents, right? Port agents representing the owners, agents nominated by the charters, owner protecting agents can be grouped as follows, right? Tramp agents may be a port agents representing the owners. Please kindly note who are the tramp agents. Agents nominated by the charters and owner protecting agent. We already told about that protecting agent, supervisory agent, right? So all these comprises can be grouped and follows as a tramp. So what is the roles of tramp agency organization? Port entry formalities, like entry, both entry inward and outward, and obtaining the port clearance. Loading and discharging, already people told that, loading and discharging, supervision. Vessel and crew maintenance, repair supervisions, dry docking and repair supervisions. So these are the roles of tramp agency organization will do that. So one by one we'll discuss here today. Port entry formalities. First one, port entry formalities. So four things we note, please kindly note it down. Four roles of tramp agency organization: port entry formalities and obtaining the port clearance. In port entry formalities, inward entry and forward entry has been carried out. Second, loading and discharging supervision of the goods. Third one, vessel and crew maintenance. Fourth one, dry docking and repair supervisions. So first one is port entry formalities, inward and outward entry. Port entry formalities will be involving customs, immigration, health department, and quarantine department officials. Right? So what is this now? Actually, this health department and quarantine department officials. Now also it becomes most popular. Where you find out these words actually? Last year also, this year also. Port entry formalities. What happens? because of this corona, any impact on shipping business or port entry formalities? What do you understand by that? Yeah, health department, quarantine department, how this happens with the COVID-19 and everything. Yeah. Any basic idea on that? Why health plays an important role? Why health is important? Quarantine department is important. Customs, immigration, all the departments are important. Why this health and everything? What happens with that? Health, yeah. What are the possibilities? Okay, I will give you an example. What you know that the communicable disease and non-communicable diseases? Communicable and non-communicable diseases. What do you mean by communicable diseases? Yeah. What about COVID-19, Corona? Is it a communicable or non-communicable?
It's spread by air, sir.
Air. Okay. So what happened? Whether it impact in the like port entry formalities? Think about that and tell me. What about that?
So definitely, we need some checkings or
Okay.
health checkings.
Okay. Yeah.
For did not spread the.
Yes.
If we have any positive, we don't spread to other person who are in the ships.
Definitely. So that precaution should be taken care, right? So
Yes,
that
sir.
clearance is also very important, right? Like not only Corona,
Yes.
some problems also like plague.
Not like.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. For jaundice, anything it's
Yes.
come.
Yellow fever. Yellow fever is also there. No? Yellow fever is also a serious threat, serious concern in African countries and everything.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But
So
most of the shipper will take the vaccination.
Yeah, yellow fever vaccination is very important. So a lot of issues are there.
Yes, sir. We are.
Yeah. Yes, tell me, Mice, tell me. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, you told something. Yeah.
Yes, sir. If he feel like by helping, normally not only ports or by agency or some shipping company also they will check some medical checkness before joining the ships. So if he is not not fit for the ship, they will not taking.
Definitely, yes. So that's very important.
They have some regularities.
Regularities, yes. They won't allow it also. So declaration of
Yes,
health
sir.
certificate is important. Yeah.
Yes, sir. By the international labor law.
Yeah, international labor law, ILO. Yes. So that is also there. And along with the declaration form, we talked about the declared health also, right? So 8 documents we discussed that. So health is also plays an important. So declaration of health certificate should be issued by the doctors, right? So very important thing, health. Why? That's something I told about that. Quarantine also takes place, right? So
yes, sir.
Yeah. So quarantine, you know that in COVID-19 also 14 days quarantine, everything. A lot of things will be followed that. So that formality should be followed by the. Yeah. So these are the things. So customs department will normally the first to interact with the arriving ship. Normally, yes, customs department is responsible for the collection of customs duties on goods and prevention of smuggling. To the country, ships arriving from the port outside the country will be required to furnish the details of cargo on board the ship, requiring the ship stores and personal belongings of the crew members on the boat. So that is the reason we talked about various documents, right? All the documents should be properly documented and filed. The information contained in FAL 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be collected by various countries in their own formats. The information collected by customs authorities will be used to verify the origin of imported cargo and to enable them to apply the correct rate of customs duty. Right? Countries belonging to regional association like SARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, GCC, right, Gulf Cooperation countries, NAFTA, North American Free Trade Association, EU, European Union, etc. do not levy any customs duty to imports from their member countries. Right? The information will be enabled the authorities to prevent the exports of any particular commodity or exposed to any other countries as per the national restrictions or international sanctions. So these are the things customs should also follow that. Custom authorities also require the details of ship stores, like deck stores, right? Navigation related items, engine stores, engine room related spare parts, etc. And alcoholic beverages, including liquors, tobacco, including cigarettes. So to check whether the quantity is carried on board. So a lot of things should be monitored, right? In case of passenger vessels like cruise liners, most of the countries allow large quantities of restricted duty items, and the items meant for passengers should be kept in separate locations and should be declared using the separate forms. In addition to the ship stores, the crew members may also have personal declarable goods in their private possession, which has to be declared by the custom officials. Right? So, obtaining the port clearance and placing it on the board the vessel after completion of the port operations, the port agent's responsibility. Right? This is also dealt in the Unit 5. Next unit we will see that. Port agents have to deal with the immigration department, health department, and quarantine department. Already told that. So very important that the three departments highly interlinked together, and customs also. In case of cargo ships, the involvement of immigration department will be minimal. If there is any change of crew members, the port agent will be required to carry out signing off and signing on formalities with immigration department. So these are the later units we will discuss. And next thing is loading and discharging supervision. Right? Next, second important conversation. Port agent has to supervise the loading and discharging operations during the vessel stay in the port. Principals will require the agent to send daily activity reports to enable them to know the process of cargo handling. Yes, shore labors and everything. They want to know about that. The daily reports to be sent to the principal by the agent. In the shipping terms of the voyage charter, right? If either is FLT or LIFO. What is LIFO and FIFO? Any idea? LIFO, liner in, free out. Okay. FLT, full liner terms, also known as berth terms. Right? So these are the normally terms use that known as berth terms, full liner terms, liner in and free out. So these are the things normally used in the loading and discharging. Vessel and crew, attending to the requirements of the ship, right? A ship may require items to be supplied to the port call. These items are normally over ship stores, right? There is a separate declaration form is there that I already told about that IMO FAL, right? The convention, IMO convention, the 8 documents are there. Even ship stores documentation declaration is also there. The port agent will receive the list of ship stores required to be supplied during the port call in advance from the ship owner to or ship manager. Okay. Sometimes the master will give the store's intent directly to the port agent or on arrival or prior to the arrival through email. That communications, he already told about that. Communications, all the communications will be sent through the email for a better delivery. Okay. So ship crew members may require the following services during the vessel's stay in port: joining or leaving of the ship, medical services, counselor services like passport related services, etc. So these are the services to be taken care by the vessel and crew activities. Next one is dry docking and repair supervision. Dry dock refers to the facility where the ship's underwater structures can be examined and repaired. So any accidents to be prevented. many ports have the facility for dry docking. Ship owners, ship managers will try to plan the dry docking in a port either after completing the unloading of cargo or before the commencement of loading. So in such cases, the port agent will also be required to provide services to ship during the dry docking also, right? So dry docking plays an important role. And repair supervisions, yes, repair supervisions, repair to the ship engines can be carried out while the cargo work is in progress. Port agents required to maintain good relations with the reputable workshops, right, in order to repair the services. So maintenance workshops. So because repairs plays an important role because more maintenance will be there. So dry docking and repair maintenance also plays an important role for the port agent. So these are the roles of camp agency association. So these are the 4 activities involved there. Clear? I think I'll share the 1 or 2 forms actually. So this is up to the unit 4, right? Maybe I'll share some forms for you people, right? Just wait a minute. I'll share that also. Just 1 minute. I will share that. So it's very interesting forms actually. So I'm unable to share actually. I just just 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. I'll show the FAL forms actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I will share the PPT this actually. See this IMO, International Maritime Organization. You can able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes.
This website?
Yes, sir.
IMO website. Maybe you can use this website also for the better understanding. You can get a lot of information here, FAL convention and everything, how it happens. I will share this actually. It's very interesting. You can get a lot of information here. Everyone? Hello, it's visible for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see this. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
general declaration. Yeah, IMO FAL Form 1. See this. These are the documents and forms. Very important. Name and type of ship, IMO number, call sign, voyage number, arrival, departure. Yeah, flag, state of ship. Yeah, flag, state of ship is also mentioned. What is this flag, state of ship? Anyone knows about that? Flag state, right? Flag. And one more thing, even this quarantine also they will mention here. Okay. Name of master. See this. So this is a normal thing, general declaration. Normally they will do for here, right? And this is form 2, cargo declaration. Number and kind of packages, right? Description of goods, gross weight, measurement. See that, right? Ship store declaration. Right? So this is the form. And maybe this form 4, cruise effect declaration. Effects ineligible for relief from the customs duties and taxes are subject to provisions of restrictions. I told about that. Liquor, tobacco, and everything, a lot of things. So here, so these are the actually the first 4 forms are very important also, right? So 8 documents and 8 forms are there. So please refer that website also for your better understanding here, right? International Maritime Organization. So it will give all the details about ship agency management. Clear? So see this FL forms and certificates. A lot of things are there. The committee, how it works, guidelines. Okay, clear? Right. Right. I think you saw that forms and everything. No? So please go through the website also. Okay. So everybody is clear. So today we'll complete it up to unit 4. One more session will be there. I think Madam will tell about that. So from the next session, right? Next session we'll cover the other 4 units. So I think totally 8 units will be there in your syllabus. So we'll cover that also. So today today we covered up to unit 4. So next session we'll cover from unit 5 to 8. Okay, it's clear.
Okay, sir.
Everyone, yeah, it's useful for you. Session will be useful for you, right?
Yes, sir. Very useful, sir.
Yeah, it's a quick recap on that. Yeah, Kausalya. Yeah, it's Kausalya. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So I think with this we stop here, right? We'll meet on
Yes,
next.
sir.
Yeah, just a minute. I think I'll mark attendance actually. Attendance, no? Please just. Just 1 minute. I think Farooq Ali, Balaji, Puneet, Yokesh, Supraja, Nolesh Sharmila, Prabhakaran, Kausalya, Karthik, Shahin, Joseph, right? These are the people.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
5,
sir.
6, 7, 8, 10 people are there. 10 students are there, right? Okay. So, okay. Thanks a lot. We'll meet in the next session, right? Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Okay, sir.
Be safe. Yeah.
Sir.
Take care. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.